Delighted to have Liam Williams today on VIP TV, just 2 weeks before he challenges Demetrius Andrade for the WBO World Middleweight title. Thanks for joining us, Liam. Are you okay?
Yeah, mate, no problem, first of all, and I'm very good, thank you. Just, as you can see, I'm just chilling. Done a good session this morning, so just working really hard and resting really hard as well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I spoke to you about 2-3 months ago, and you can just see the weight, the way it's come out off your face. You know, you look as almost if you're ready to go. You look a different person, if you don't mind me saying it.
Yeah, I am, mate. Do you know what it is? I'm quite kind of in front of myself.
Yeah.
I'm in front of myself because, obviously, because we travel into the States and stuff, I don't want to leave any work to do there, if you know what I mean. So, yeah. Obviously, I'm not on weight now. I wouldn't be able to weigh in tomorrow type of thing, but I'm still a little bit over, but I'm just in front of where I normally am. Obviously, just being that little bit extra prepared to, you know, so that there's not too much stress when I'm in America.
Yeah. Well, when do you go to America?
Monday.
So you've got 12 days there. So that's not, you know, that's quite a lot of fighters leave it till 7-8 days. So 12 days that, you know, you allow out a 5-hour time difference where you're going an hour for every day. By next weekend, you should be clear and, you know, on a normal body clock, shouldn't you?
Exactly, miss. That's the idea. You know, I don't want to leave anything to chance. There's no point for the sake of a couple of days. I'm in camp. I still have to diet. I still have to train. I have to do everything the same. And so what difference does it make if I'm here in Sheffield or in Miami? I'm better off getting my adjustments bang on and leave no questions, you know.
Yeah. Who's in the team going? Obviously yourself, Dominic. Who else is going out there or will be out there come fight night in the corner?
Yeah, there'd be a couple of us. There's myself, Dom. We got a physio coming with us, Sophie. Katzman, Jamie Sheldon.
Oh yeah.
Empire Pro Tape. He's from Sheffield as well. Willy Hutchinson's coming.
Is Willy coming? Good.
Yeah, be good for him, you know, because obviously he just had a bit of a minor setback, which, you know, it's no big deal. I think he realizes the little things which went wrong and mistakes he made, and that's the first part of learning from mistakes, I guess, is just identifying them.
Yeah, look, you know, he's lost early in his career. You lost twice. You know, it may be in what were more important fights than Willy had the other night. When your two fights against Liam Smith that came at a level where, you know, the pressure's on not to get beat. He's lost early in his career, so he can come back. And look, too many people have written off too many people, particularly in boxing, write people off, and we forget he's still only 21, 22.
Yeah, you're right, mate. Exactly. I think, you know, when I took my losses, as you said, they were the fights with a much bigger, higher magnitude.
Yeah.
And I would say it set me back a lot more than it was going to set Willy back. But Willy's a very strong character. He's just, I see a lot of myself in Willy. I can relate to him in so many ways, and he'll definitely come back. He's been back in the gym. He's back in the gym Monday morning.
Brilliant.
Just like, obviously not killing it, but just, you know, keeping himself active. What's the point in sitting at home? I don't know. In my case, when I lost, it was like sit at home, drinking alcohol and eating bad food. Like, you know, the life is shit that I lost. What good's that going to do? Because it was just it just made more work for me to come back from that.
Yeah. So when you looking at, obviously you've had your back and forth with Andrade on social media. You're not over keen on him. Obviously, you're not. You're going to fight him. But what do you think of his talk where he's already saying after you he's going to 168? Do you think he's overlooking you? Or are you hoping he's overlooking you?
Whatever, mate. I don't really read too much into it, but the only reason why I think he's saying he's moving to he's saying he's moving to 168, and there's one simple explanation for that from my point of view, because when I beat him and I wipe the floor with him and I absolutely smash him and ruin him, he's going to say, I was weight drained. I should have moved up before this fight. That's the only reason why he's saying that now. He's making his excuse before it even happens. That's what, I'm not even bullshitting. I honestly think why he's planted the seed.
But is that maybe good for you in a way that he's thinking that already?
Yeah, well, not really. I wouldn't really say, because it doesn't really matter, does it? Because it's like me. I'm already thinking, if and when I win this fight, then I'm thinking, what's after? Like, what are we going to do after? There's going to be massive fights. I think it's just a natural thing for not just boxers, but people in general. Obviously, you do tend to get a little bit in front of yourself and get a bit excited. So it's just natural, I suppose. It's exciting, as long as in his mind, as long as he wins, then there's bigger nights ahead. So, and the same for me. You've got to think that way to an extent.
Of course you have. And, when you think of what's ahead, what opponents do go through your mind? What do you think? Oh, I'd love that for a first defense, or I'd love to fight him. What opponents go through your mind?
Do you know what, Steve? After this fight, when I win, providing I do win, I'm extremely confident. I don't really want any defenses against non-champions. I want to go straight into other fights with other champions.
Really, yeah. You want the unifications, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. I don't want to defend against non-champions. I want to fight Charlo. I want to fight Golovkin, Murata. I want Canelo. Even I want big names. I'm not, why am I going to go and look for easy defenses? I want the big fights. That's not my personality.
I mean, it might not be you, but I think promoters like to get their fighters a couple easy fights. Well, not easy fights. It's not easy defenses. Well, there are in some cases, but I think promoters like to, right, let's build them up a bit at home before we put them in that unification, though, don't they? I think most fighters would jump straight into any super fight because you're a fighting man, and none more so than you. I've been around you a lot of years now.
Yeah, but you know what, Steve? I think people say that, but I think you will be surprised at what people say and the actions they make. I'm just trying to think of a way to explain. So basically, everybody says, "Oh, I want these super fights. I want this unification. I want massive fights." But then when the offer's made, they might, it doesn't suit them. The money ain't right. They price themselves out, or there's all these little factors where people they say things, but they don't always fully mean it. And if they're going to get paid extremely, extremely well, yeah, they will. But sometimes if the money's not if there's an amount which you can't turn down, they're going to take it. But if there's something they can get not far off as much for fighting a lesser opponent, then they will. Whereas I'm happy to take, just good money, but I'm not expecting too much. I'm just saying I want to be in real fights. I'm never going to price myself out of any fight.
Yeah. How do you, when you play this fight through your mind, because you have a lot of time to yourself there in Sheffield, how do you win the fight?
Oh shit! Sorry, I need to the dark water on it's just some rehydration tablets, and he tipped it on the bed. Yeah. So basically, I've said this to a number of people now, and I think about. I'm a thinker. I think a lot. Like I'm always looking at the good and bad of each situation. I'm playing out the fight in my mind. How it's going to go down, but obviously it's not going to be easy for me, and
No.
I'm not going to lie here and say that I think it's going to be easy for 1 minute, because it's not. It's going to be difficult, but I think the first 4 to 6 rounds is difficult. I could even lose that first half of the fight, and that's my honest opinion. I don't plan on losing the first half of the fight, but I'm preparing myself for every possibility of that, because he's a very good technical fighter. He's slippery, he's southpaw, he's big, he's a bit taller than me. So, again, just to say, I don't plan on losing the first half of the fight. I'm going to do him in round 1 if I can, but the point I'm making is I am preparing myself for it to be a long fight then.
Yeah.
And so I played it over and over and over in my mind, and I honestly can't see any other outcome than me bouncing his head off the floor. And that's, I swear, that's what I think. I can't see anything else.
I think I'm going to know the answer to this, but look at everyone he's fought yesterday. Is he 28, 29 and 0? You look at his record. Is there anyone in that 28, 29 who you think would have really pushed you all the way?
No, honestly not. Like I always say this, because I Luke Keeler, I don't really know him, but he seems a really nice fella, like bit of a family man, and he just seems a nice guy, a respectful guy. But saying that, I think, can you imagine if I had boxed Luke Keeler last, hitting him with shots, Andrade was hitting him with as early as he was hitting him, and all that, would he have stayed? What round did he stop him? Was it like 9 or something? 8,
yeah,
9?
I think it was later on, yeah.
He lasted until round 9 with him, Stephen. Again, no disrespect to anybody, but Keeler wouldn't have got outside of that first round with me if I'd hit him that way. It's just like, so as I said, that's just one example, but there's a number of, this Selecki, is it?
Selecki, yeah, the guy that's fighting, he's got a big
Munguia.
fight. Yeah.
He's fighting Munguia.
Yeah.
Him decent, but he's like European championship level, I would say, quite basic, and plodding forward, not really too much about him. Yeah, so the answer to your question is no, Steve. He's not fought. He's not fought anyone like me, and anybody he has fought would never have competed the way they did with me.
Well, Liam, you're all going over there Monday. I'll let you go now. Just hope it all comes off for you all, because, it's been a tough time in the gym the last few weeks with Willy and, the Ingalls losing their mother. It's been a really hard time for them all in the gym. And let's hope that, that the change of fortune comes next week through yourself, in 2 weeks' time through yourself. I know you deserve it for everything that I've certainly seen you put in over the last few years since I've seen you. Thanks again for your access, mate. And I just hope you pull it off in a couple of weeks, and I'll see you when you get back.
100%, mate. I'm going to bring it home. I'm sure I'm going to lift the spirits at the gym. Not that they're, not very good at the moment, because everybody sticks together at the gym. We're all happy enough, having a bit of a laugh and a joke and stuff. So, yeah, but I'm very excited, and I can't wait to bring that WBO title back to Wales and the gym in Sheffield.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also, Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.